Happy Valentine's Day and sensational Sunday, everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of Faces of Resilience. This is your host, Furley Almonte. My goodness, it's Valentine's Day. That's why I'm wearing red. I hope you're doing something wonderful, even if it just means snuggling with your loved one, watching a movie, having a couple of drinks. Who knows, right? Like it does not, it does not have to be just on Valentine's Day, but it could be every day. But today, of course, we celebrate love in any way, shape, or form. You don't even have to be married. And your Valentine could be your, love, your dog, or your children. Actually, I call my baby my forever Valentine baby. But anyway, this our topic today is going to be really quite relevant because many of us through this pandemic are going through many changes in our lives, some of them through our relationships, some of them through our careers. And today I am very thrilled to actually have somebody with me right now who actually I'm collaborating with on so many different levels. I actually just one day received an email from him, you know basically seeking a collaborative meeting. Never would I have thought that this is going to be like an incredibly beautiful friendship that is going to bloom, because he's very, very, very talented in so many different aspects, whether it be real estate or even in the field of music. This guy plays every instrument there is. He just reminded me of Adam Levine, who plays every instrument. And also, I also wanted to mention to you that, in this pandemic, so many musicians are out of jobs. And oftentimes, it breaks our hearts because that is what our passion is. So now we keep wondering what would be a good mindset. How do we go through career transitions? So I brought in an expert who actually has transitioned from a very, very successful career in music. By the way, James,
Yes.
I look at your Facebook, and I have your photo with your suit, and I didn't realize your hair was long. and so,
The
and when I was looking at your
chameleon.
photo, yeah, and so when I was looking at your photos from when you were a musician, it's like, is this the same guy? I kept thinking if you were wearing a wig. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so thrilled to introduce to you my very immensely talented friend and truly a wonderful person at heart, James Graff. Hello, James.
Hello. Hello.
Happy
Happy
Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. What are you and your wife doing today?
Relaxing. Finally,
That's a very,
enjoying
very good plan. Yeah.
eating lots of sweets.
Oh my God. I just started like a weight loss program, so I'm off sweets and carbs right now, and boy do I miss it. But
It's
anyway,
hard.
maybe once in a while I could treat myself to it, right? I don't see why not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe in celebrating. I came off a 3-day fast,
Oh,
so
okay. And actually, to our surprise, actually one of our colleagues also sent me and Christine a beautiful heart-shaped chocolate, and it's absolutely wonderful, very, very thoughtful indeed. But anyway, so actually the reason why we ended up getting together, me and James, is because he is actually a wonderful, like super, super um excellent in when it comes to customer service in the field of mortgage industry. He is actually a loan officer with Advisors Mortgage in Homedale. And once you get to speak with him, I am telling you, I have never met a mortgage professional that has been so fully present and so caring and so giving in all of other talents besides the mortgage expertise. So anyway, before we get to your mortgage, before we talk about that, just like what I have said, right now, during the pandemic, so many musicians, okay, have lost their careers because obviously the gigs have dried up, because we cannot perform in big venues. And by the way, actually, before we even go there, I'd love for you to brag a little bit. I'm giving you the bragging rights right now to share with the audience who you have performed with, who have you actually front acted with, because I was very, very floored when I was going through your LinkedIn summary. All right, so tell us.
It's too long to go through. It's a long, long list. I go over it every once in a while. It keeps getting longer and longer. It doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit on my stuff. I have a list over here actually, but
No, okay. First of all, you said that on YouTube, okay, you are the fifth most viewed musician, right?
was
Was okay.
formerly known as.
Yeah. And how many videos did you have on YouTube then?
Now at that point, oddly enough, I only had a couple hundred, maybe even 100, maybe 37 to 100, and but that was also in the beginnings of YouTube, about 2005, 2006, and it was so easy to get ranked. But I mean, it's not easy, but easier than it is now. Now I had one channel that had over 6,000 videos. That
Wow.
was taken down entirely, and I think right now they claim I have 4,000 something. I think I have more like 5,000, 6,000 videos.
My goodness.
But
I
really,
know that.
you need just one
Didn't
video
you
to
have
be.
a backup or something?
Uh, if they did, I would pay anything for it. I have two channels that they completely deleted
Oh my goodness.
all the work.
That's very, very sad. Okay, and of course now you have
That's
to
life.
reinvent and start over, for whatever
Keep
maybe,
get back on the bicycle.
yeah, yeah, why not, right? Anyway, you learned how to play instruments very, very young, right? Like,
Yes. They say epigenetically, I never realized this, but my relatives, my great grandparents had a band. They had the Joseph Orchestra was the name of the orchestra, and they all played violins of different sizes, cellos, violas, and bass. And I didn't know this at the time, but epigenetics tells you that that is actually encoded in your genes. The environment and the experiences actually encodes in their genes that they then pass on through generations, which hard to believe, but chemistry proves that this is what happens.
wow, that's really quite impressive because as I was
Strange.
going through your very long list, I see that you have performed for Marilyn Manson. Like, did I see Frank Sinatra? Because you had also like you performed with several bands, and I said, oh wow. And quite frankly, he also, besides learning how to play all of this, not learning, being able to play all of the instruments, you also could write songs. That is really quite impressive. And now, okay, having such a beautifully impressive resume, okay, in music. Now, how did you transition into real estate?
Well, that's the funny thing. I've been playing piano since I was 3, because my mother played piano, I guess, or she had a keyboard at the house. I got a Magnus organ when I was like 4 years old for Christmas. But even at that time, we were renting my parents' house out every single summer. So I was kind of engaged in renting real estate at that time. I was helping my mother as much as I could, doing the real estate every single summer. We spent the summer together with all our cousins. It was like maybe 20 people in one house. It was exactly one block from my mother's house that was being rented. And of course,
Okay.
my whole family's been in real estate my entire life. My uncle managed the real estate. My grandfather bought real estate all the time as an attorney. So I was engaged in that my whole life, really, oddly
It's
enough.
funny because you're telling me all of this. It seemed almost like you're genetically predispositioned to become a musician and also a real estate professional of some
That,
sort.
that's right. And there's other things too. It's strange and bizarre, but writing. My father went for his PhD in English, so it kind of rubbed off on it. Just rubbed off on us. So
Yeah,
English for me
I
was a
noticed that.
joke.
Did you write books, or
Uh,
were there just
uh,
articles?
I write books and articles. My father wrote several books and articles. He published an international magazine. My brother is a published poet. He studied creative writing, has a master's degree, taught English, still teaches English, English professor. My cousin is an English professor, poet. My grandfather published, I don't know how many books, maybe a dozen books. My uncle was published by Rutgers Press and lectured using his book on
My
New
goodness.
Jersey's multiple municipal madness, all about real estate.
Wow. So at some point, it actually weaved together shaping to this magnificent person that you now are, right? And so, I know that you have a little bit of a background, actually a lot of background in real estate growing up, through the renting. However, now you are actually in the aspect of mortgage, right? So how
Right.
did you choose to go into loans?
That's a fantastic story. Like I said, I've been involved in real estate investing pretty much my entire adult life. I had a company with my brother we had an international real estate investing firm. We invested in commercial and residential real estate, houses, apartments. We had a 2,000 capacity Soviet era community house that we redeveloped into a multi-theater cinema with a
Wow.
restaurant and a nightclub and a live music venue and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so that was all kind of before I came back to New Jersey. I came back to New Jersey. I got into a band, trying to help a band out as a guitar player, and the drummer is my branch manager. So that's how
Oh,
we met. We met
okay.
making music. We met making music beforehand, and we were playing together every single week. And then he invited me to become a mortgage loan originator, and I said, with you as a boss, I would do anything. Gladly
My
have you as a
goodness.
boss.
It's almost like, it's mind-boggling to even think like, oh, these are completely different fields, because one is, very highly creative, of course, in the music industry. And then the other one is obviously service-oriented in a whole different industry.
Right.
So, um,
I
I,
personally
I
think
love
that it's all
I
creative.
love that you have
It's
made a
all creative.
marriage of that two passions, and with a brother, basically kind of like a musical brother who actually shares the same same kind of passion. Oh,
Right.
that's very interesting how you got into it. So now, there's a lot of people out there right now in the musical industry, on Broadway, or even live events professionals who are struggling right now, because obviously the venues are closed, and who knows, going forward, it may become very hybrid, like part virtual, part live. And
I hope so.
so I'd like to know, okay, first of all, let's talk about them specifically, because these are people very highly creative, and they're very passionate about what they do, and they want to make sure, that they go after their dreams of becoming a renowned performer, rock star, whatever it may be. Okay, at a time like this, what would you advise people who are going through this slump that we're going through right now?
I would take a page from your book and stay resilient. I say never quit, always persevere, grit, stick to itiveness. I've played almost every week. I've played almost every week during this pandemic. I'm actually trying to avoid playing out because I don't want to get sick
Oh,
and I don't want to get anybody else sick. So I've been kind of avoiding gigs. But we played the Strand. We played the Saint in Asbury Park. We did a live broadcast. My friend told me about his son, who's 21 and studying where I studied over in University City of Pennsylvania, of Philadelphia, and he is doing broadcasts on TikTok, which I've never heard of. They even do TikTok, right? It's beyond me, and he's too
I
young for
never,
that.
yeah, like I don't
We're
know
on
if I'm
Facebook
just
still,
getting too old, but I never got into TikTok. But
and he's got a band, and his friend is making a living playing and promoting, just like I did on YouTube and other online sources, that he's making it big. He's actually going bigger and bigger every year without playing out, without touring, without all this nonsense, which, by the way, is going by the wayside now. You don't, everything is going virtual. Eventually, it'll all be virtual.
so, what would you say to an entertainer? Because it's quite impressive that you're never without a gig, right? But so many people are struggling to
Lucky,
even find a couple, right?
yes.
And so, what tip could you share with them so that they may be able to find a gig or two? At least it's better than none. Like even if it's just a couple.
Get out your. I should mention that I invested in Logitech. I bought Logitech stock for my son, and he watches it every day. Get yourself a Logitech camera and start making videos like this one. Start podcasting. start doing live and pre-recorded broadcasts over the internet, which is the new media. Records, CDs, 8-track tapes, even honestly, Spotify, video is
You
everything.
know,
Video is king.
it's very, very interesting because I see a lot of people, okay, doing live performances, like say, for example, a Facebook Live, and they put in a link for people to give tips, right? But
Yes.
obviously, you cannot rely purely on tips,
No.
to be able to make your rent. So, I understand what you're saying. You got to put yourself out there. How do you actually um, how do you secure payment? Like, how can you book a paid gig
Uh, well,
doing?
oddly enough, there's many ways. The interesting story there was when we were touring Europe. Uh, when we toured, it was a place called, I want to say it's Birmingham. I think it was Birmingham. It's a college town, and the place we played, it was a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, an off night. They had 5 floors. There was a different original band on every floor for 5 hours. So
Wow.
they had like, I don't know, 25 bands on a Wednesday. We had a fantastic crowd, and we weren't even the headliner. And I had to ask, like, how do you get these bands to play? Are they playing for free? Are they paying to play like they do in LA? And he said to me, "Oh no, we pay all of our performers. You're getting paid tonight. We have to pay you." And I said, "How are you paying us?" "Oh, the door is multiplied by 2 because the United Kingdom government pays the other half. They
Wow.
support the arts. They support the arts in England, in Britain, Great Britain. So they were paying half. The other thing I was going to say is every media has a way for you to pay them.
How
YouTube, of
about here
course,
in the US? That may be true in UK, but how about here in the US?
right? So
Since you
here you
cannot
have to
leave.
here you have to go through the different ways that you can get paid. Spotify pays, YouTube pays. Although recently YouTube told me that they're going to make it much more difficult. They said, we're not going to allow you to have to pay you for advertising. We're going to put ads on your videos, and we're not going to pay you. They told me point blank, we're going to put ads on your videos, and we're no longer paying people for this. I was like, what?
Wow.
That's a monopoly. When they tell you that they're going to use your material to advertise, and they're not going to pay you a dime. That's crazy to me.
Is
That's
there
something
any
wrong.
other platform that people can, performers can use that, they can get paid if now that YouTube has
Um,
basically limited your ability to earn?
Facebook, Vimeo, TikTok. Obviously, I know nothing about it. Honestly, I know nothing. I know about. I'm on at least 20 different platforms. I am not yet on TikTok, but I will be.
Oh my
Get on
goodness.
every platform. That's
That
another thing.
that is
Get on
so
every platform.
interesting. Like, and by the way, not everybody is technically gifted. Or even like,
True.
I myself, I may know some, but I'm not really technically, I would say I'm a little technically challenged in other platforms because, there's a learning curve to it. And there's a lot of seasoned performers who may be a little bit more seasoned in age, so to speak,
That's
and that
right.
may not be as quick to be able to adapt to the different changes that are happening. Now, what goes into your mind when, every time you have to change a career, or say, for example, you're having challenge? Obviously, you're not having much challenge getting booked, right? Like, but
It's
for those
always a
people.
challenge.
Okay, so now if you're going to go through challenge, now what goes through your mind? A lot of people, feel hopeless, feel very frustrated and discouraged. What would you say to them?
Um, you know, rely on friends and family and friends. Don't be alone. Don't feel alone. You might think you're alone, but you're never, ever, ever alone. I'm here. Reach out to me anytime you want. I will help you as much. If you have trouble with anything whatsoever that we've spoken about so far, I can try to help you. I would be glad to help you. Glad to show everyone everything. My father was he was in a Madison Avenue ad man for decades. He had an international company, and he did nothing but advertising. He was a publisher too, and he was did all of Jack Lane's commercials. I never got to meet Jack Lane, but he's a huge hero. And Jack Lane taught me that you need to help people as much as possible. You need to stick together and help everyone. Everyone deserves help.
Yeah. And
I know I can help you. I bet you can help me. Somebody out there can help me. I'm sure.
that's one thing I love about you, because even we've been friends only for a week, and I never even expected that we'll be able to collaborate on future projects on so many different levels. It's not only in the real estate market, but also in helping people in the living benefits arena. We're also going to create different ways of empowering different professionals in the real estate industry, but in and make it actually quite entertaining and empowering at the same time. But we can't
Fun.
let go of the details yet, like, because that's a big secret. That's like, that's something that we are working together, and it's very, very exciting, right, James?
Yes, few
um,
things coming up. Concrete things that are definitely coming up soon, next month or so, and uh, medium long term, the summer, maybe the spring, hopefully. Big stuff. Can't
yeah.
really talk about it because we don't know yet.
Yeah. But we are already exploring on different ways to collaborate. So just like what you said, like, listen, I am, aside from my many zones of geniuses, I'm also a life coach, and I'm a motivational speaker, and my zone of genius is resilience. Right now my focus is really helping people with financial resilience. However, all of those basically still stems from the fact that you have to have a whole different, healthier mindset in terms of embracing change, because well, the pandemic basically just pulled the rug from under us, and we were shocked, because now what, many jobs have been lost, many relationships also got compromised, because now you're trapped in a home all the time, could be with an abuser, domestic violence is up, and people
Absolutely.
do not know exactly what to do with their lives. Either way either way you have to make a decision. If you are not happy with where you are in your life, you can't go back to where you were. So say, for example, if you had a job, if you were a musician, you were in the beauty industry, you are in the fashion world and all that, well, you know that the exposure to customers are now very limited. So what does that mean? You need to be able to open your mind to entertaining, to exploring other avenues that you can make money, hopefully working from home, so that you can remain safe. All right. And so, when you connect with people, for example, like me, you don't have to go with what I am going to suggest to you, but at least it will open your mind to saying, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Oh my gosh, I never thought that I've always had this passion and this talent to doing this, but I never really tapped into it. And so maybe this is the moment you can uncage your talents that you've been suppressing all your life, because you were caught up doing a job. Oftentimes, all of these things that are happening to us is our wake up call, so to speak.
Yes.
And so, and then, of course, just like what James said, always reach out to other people who are willing to help. James is one of those beautiful souls who would love to be able to help people. Your family, your true friends, not the ones that are just looking for, for material, for gossip, but your true friends. You can bounce your ideas, like they're like a soundboard, and it's like, what do you think, those things, and those people who are positive, that would lift you up. And also, if you have had say, for example, a business in the past, think of all of those collaborative partners that you may have had in the past. Look at you, who would have thought that the drummer actually will introduce you to a whole new career in your life, which I would love to segue into your basically your mortgage, how do you call it, you're a loan originator, right? So okay, talk to us, what is the real estate market looking at right now, like what does it look like?
Okay, that's a huge question. I do like so many videos. People are saying, "Why do you make so many videos?" Because so much change and so many things going on all the time. So many details. The devil, if you mind me saying so, is in the details. Devil is in the details. And again, service is all about knowing all the details, all the unique situations that each individual is in. It's all the details in their lives that matter. And of
Okay,
course, that
okay, so
brought
I know
upon.
it's so big. Okay, let me just limit it for you because I know it's a, I threw a very big question to you. Okay, let's talk about New Jersey. Okay,
Okay,
what's happening right now in New Jersey in terms of sellers selling their home or buyers? What does
I,
it look like right now?
I always know. I know I'm talking to you. You're knowledgeable. The average person's not so knowledgeable. So I make videos for extremely knowledgeable people, and I make videos for your average Joe. Even I think of always a child, a 5-year-old child. I try to explain it to them that what is the real estate market? A loan is a way to get money that's not yours to buy a house. Now, the real estate market in New Jersey is much like the real estate market in the rest of the world, uh, hit by the pandemic, which I've been predicting. I've been personally predicting for 20 years. But and so was Wimbledon. Wimbledon made money on their pandemic insurance. We knew this was coming. Knew it was coming. I've been preparing. Anyway, sorry. So the pandemic has caused quantitative easing. So we had a global kind of meltdown, and we have the Federal Reserve stepping in, buying mortgage-backed securities to drive the prices up, and that does what? It drives the interest rates lower. So we've had one of the lowest 10-year Treasury rates. I think it hit 0.6%, which was very low. They were therefore afraid of deflation, negative interest rates, which they have all around the world. Japan has been living with negative interest rates for a long time, but we're not. We're going to avoid that in New Jersey, right? What we have in New Jersey is a inventory squeeze. We've had the lowest inventory
Mm.
in the history of inventories.
Oh,
It
wow.
was 1.9. It's never been below 2 ever, and we have that going on right now. It's going to come back. The inventory is going to come back. Inventory is the number of houses that are available to
Okay.
buy.
Why
Because
is
of that, we
that?
have a
Why
very
is
short
inventory?
buying. It takes a
Why,
week to sell a house.
so
Crazy.
why is it that the inventory is low? Why are people not selling right now?
Okay, the inventory is low mainly because of the pandemic, because it's very hard to get the construction going for two reasons. The people working have to work carefully and more slowly, and the materials have to come from abroad from people
Mm.
that are working very carefully and slowly. So it's both. It's both materials. I should also mention. I always mention I'm highly invested in commodities. I have to mention that because commodities are being squeezed. Commodities, it could continue. We're looking at construction coming roaring back. I just made a video about construction roaring back this year. Let's hope so, because people need houses. They're moving out of the city, and they're moving into houses in the suburbs for now.
So there's less inventory, so there's less people selling, more people are buying,
Yes,
more buyers right now.
it's a bit of a seller's market. It's almost always above asking price, which is pretty rare.
Mhm.
Things are being bid up over asking price. There are multiple bidders, which is also somewhat rare. Um, Not entirely rare, you know that. But that's New Jersey. And of course, I could talk about New Jersey all day long.
Yeah. How about rates?
Multiple
What
municipal
are the
madness
rates
with the
like
media.
right now?
Sorry?
How are the rates right now?
That's my next topic. I could talk about rates all day long. That's one of my favorite things in the whole
Okay, we
world.
just
People
want
like sports. People like sports. I love economics, and inflation is the number to watch. And interest rates. Interest rates are now dragging at the bottom of a 40-year trend. They're bouncing off of the bottom. So they hit the bottom all last year. They dragged, bounced a little bit on the bottom, almost like a little ball bouncing on the bottom, and they're going up now. The 10-year bond has been ratcheting up like a stair step for the past couple of weeks. That is a
what's
definite trend.
the rate right now that people are seeing? What do you say? The last 2 weeks, what's the rate like?
So
I
the
know
rate,
it's
rate, rates are
affected
coming. They're coming slightly off of bottoms. It's a historical bottom. It's still a fantastic opportunity to both get yourself into a long-term mortgage or refinance into a long-term mortgage
what
because
kind of
it's a
rate?
40 historical low.
Okay, okay, let's just keep it because you're giving a lot of beautiful information that what people would love to know right now. Say, for
Yes,
example, okay, in the last maybe in the last 2 weeks, for instance, people with pretty much good credit, what kind of rate are they expected to pay on a 30
that's
year old?
this is my point. The lowest rates, slightly above the lowest rates in history. Now,
What
are you going to
number?
cry? Are you going to cry because it's not the lowest rate? Everyone wants the lowest rate. Let me tell you something else. It's funny, but the rates don't matter. What matters is your unique situation and how to maneuver that situation so that you are most financially secure, right? That's what matters. The rates aren't so important. I can raise your rate and make you more financially secure because I paid off a lot of your debt that is extremely high rate, right? But I can raise your rate. I can refinance you and put you into a higher rate and yet put you into a much, much better financial situation by
Well,
paying off
obviously
your
with
debts,
something
debt
like that,
consolidation.
they need to just speak with you, because obviously what I was trying to get at is for you to say, like, is it at 2.5 right now? Is it 3%, 3.5? Because my best friend actually just closed on a condo in Hudson County, and I believe they paid 3% on a condo. Not, actually it was just last December. And I just wanted to know, is it going up, going down? I know that basically
Yes.
someone's credit has got a lot to do with it. Also, your paying habits and your income, right? And so, first, anybody who may be thinking about refinancing right now, or say, for example, looking to buy a house or working with a mortgage professional like you, what would you say would name two things that they need to prepare to be able to actually get the most desirable rate in
And here's the other thing. A lot of people are going towards what's called fintech. So they're letting artificial intelligence do everything for them because they think it's easier. It is not easier and it is not better. You need a human being still to understand your needs and wants. Timing is everything, so much more important than rate, and understanding how certain you are of the timing. So getting back to your original question what was your original question?
I was asking, like, say, for
Oh,
somebody.
the important things.
Yes.
Of course, very, very important. I have so many videos all over the internet. You can look them up, how to get ready for a mortgage. There are many, many, many do's and don'ts, mainly concerned with things everyone should already know. Pay your credit cards on time. Credit determines your rate. Your income pretty much predominantly determines your loan amount. So you can't do much about your income for the past 2 years. The underwriter is looking for a continuing income, but you can rapidly improve your credit if you're looking in the short term, a month or 2 months or 3 months. I always say pay your credit cards off weekly, pay them down to zero, keep your usage percentage as low as possible. They say below 30%. I say below 10%. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
actually, that's very important. So obviously, like, just to summarize what you were saying, like, that your income the last 2 years, there's not much that you can do. However, like, you can vastly improve your chance of getting a good rate if you pay off your credit card, because it's that income to debt ratio, right?
yes, very, very important ratio is your debt to income ratio. There's two of them. There's housing and there's the entire debt. So you want to pay off your debts, pay off your cars. I highly recommend. I get into the financial advisor role, which I'm not allowed to do. I'm supposed to talk only about mortgages,
Yes.
but your financial advisor will tell you to buy a used car, buy a used, safe, reliable car. Get out of your leases, get out of your car loans, pay them off, have zero outstanding debts on your credit report. That immensely helps your chance of getting great terms on your mortgage
Oh,
now and in the future.
yeah, that's
And of
awesome.
course, save money, make money. Save money, make money. I
Okay,
say,
we're down
sorry,
to the last 5 minutes of our talk. Okay, so if somebody is looking for a mortgage professional to work with, what would you say are the most important qualities they should look for when choosing a mortgage professional?
uh, I would say hardworking, integrity. You have to trust them because there's a lot of. I'm a certified mortgage advisor. I hate to brag, but certified mortgage advisors are held to a higher standard. We consider the client's financial interests above our own. That's called a fiduciary interest, and it's extremely rare in America these days. There's something wrong with that, in my opinion. Everybody in the financial industry should have the client's financial interests in
At
mind at
yeah,
all times. So
I
that's
love
that's
that.
that's first and
I love that.
foremost.
And by the way, one of the things that I really, really love about James is that, as I've said, like I've worked with a few different mortgage professionals, but and one of the things that I notice about them, because I know that the market is super crazy right now, they're so super busy. They are inaccessible. And when they are with you on the phone, or whether it be on Zoom, you feel rushed all the time, and they're not fully present. And that's one thing I noticed, with James, you can see once you are speaking with him, he is fully present. He is like so involved, as a matter of fact, in wanting to help you in many aspects of your life, so it could work. And I talk when you also talk about fiduciary duty, even in life insurance, right? There are certain people, there are many life insurance companies. I happen to represent a very, very good one that offer the best coverage there are in living benefits. And oftentimes there are other people that represent companies that are captive, and so they're stuck working with companies that may not provide the client with the best coverage available. But it is their fiduciary duty to find the best protection for their clients. And I actually, that's how I found many of my colleagues in the finance world, that you would know if the best interest of the client is first and foremost in their hearts. And I live with that same commitment. You obviously exemplify that, and I could not be more thrilled and very, very. I highly recommend working with you, as a mortgage professional, because you are going to receive exemplary customer service, and also a lot more than you could ever imagine, because this is a person who is not just looking to serve your mortgage needs, but also be able to enrich your life and empower your life in so many different levels. My goodness, don't take my word for it. I would say, take if you are in the real if you're looking to get a mortgage, speak with James, because you will completely understand what I am talking about. James, where can they find you? What would be the best way to reach you?
My phone number. Call me anytime.
Okay, what's the number?
My phone number is 732-500-6883. 732-500-6883. I have a couple ways to memorize that. I always say, I'm going to try and make your mortgage payments the size of a pea. I'm going to try the size of a pea, under 500 mattresses, with a trumpet mute up on top. You can mute my call if I call you, or you can mute my video if you want, if what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you or isn't in your best interests. The other one is, I think it's SEAL. SEAL is SEAL. That's 7325.
Uh-huh.
SEAL, jumping through 2 zeros, and then honking the horn with a mute on it. It goes wah, 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 wah. It's a mute. Trumpet mute.
So funny.
Anyway, sorry.
It might be easier for us to just put it on the chat.
Yes.
But listen, I'm sure a lot of people will also would love to be able to watch many of your videos that would give them the education and empowerment, not only in the real estate world, but in many other aspects of their lives. How can they follow your videos?
It's very simple. You can put my name into a YouTube engine, James GRAFF, and put any topic about mortgages, or you can put songs in too if you want. Put original music if you want.
Oh, that's beautiful. Just look it up, James
Look
Graff.
it up. I was many topics. One of the classes I teach to professionals looking like agents and realtors and attorneys is how to be at the top of the Google search page. So if you put my phone number and my name, I'm always at the top of the Google search page. It's SEO, search engine optimization. I studied computer science and systems engineering, so I know a lot about that kind of stuff.
Okay, like you're a man of many geniuses. Look at this. He's going to even teach
I
you
wouldn't go that far.
how you can even improve your search SEO, search engine optimization ranking, and so the people, your name will come out first when people search for, say for example,
Yes.
a mortgage originator in Spring Lake, for example, or
Right.
something like that. And so, of course, he's also going to give you different tips on the do's and the don'ts when you're applying for a mortgage. So we can stay in this forever because I
I could
know.
talk for hours.
Yeah, because you are a wealth of knowledge. And so I even say, like, maybe this is one of those things that we should do all the time. Like, every week we should have uh like a little thing, on Facebook Live, and actually share bits and pieces of what we are learning in the process as we see, as we go through life transitions, right? Well,
I would love to. I look forward to it.
yeah, James, I could not wait to work with you. As I've said, my you are my friend, and I truly highly recommend you as a mortgage professional. That's why I have already introduced you to a credit repair specialist, Cardell Williams. Hey,
Yes,
look, I'm giving you a shout out, and I could not be more
absolutely.
thrilled to actually also connect you with any many others. And I can't wait for your grand opening, and also to do what we were talking about. We were
Yes.
not, we're not going to tell you what it is, but just stay tuned because this is going to be very fun,
Get
different,
more and more exciting.
and entertaining,
I look
right?
forward to helping you as much as possible too, by the way. Interestingly enough, I talked to a couple yesterday, talk about laser focus. They're both, I don't want to say elderly people, um, age challenged. I'm not sure how you say that, but wonderful people. And I talked to them for, I think, over an hour. It was so much fun, laser focused on all the things they need to get together to try and find an over 55 place to buy near you.
Woohoo! And that is where I live.
That was
Actually,
yesterday.
I live in an active adult community. Yes, I'm over 50.
Active adult. That's
I
it. Thank you.
love it. I love it. I love it. And so, as I've said, I'd love to be able to help people as they transition in life, whether it be in a relationship, whether it could be, just anything that you're ready to retire. You got divorced, you're single, ready to mingle. And, whatever it may be, and also how do you protect yourself, have the peace of mind, and also attract abundance in life. And by the way, if you are looking for a career being able to work from home because you are one of those people, entertainers, or people in the beauty industry, and would like to be able to make another source of income, please reach out to me because you cannot depend on just one source of income nowadays, because as you can very well see, life happens. So it's Valentine. We need to go back to our loved ones. Well, James, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so very much for all the tips. I know that I threw a lot of questions that would probably require days for you to answer. So thank you
Come
so
on.
very much. And we should do this again. My light keeps
Absolutely.
going out on me because it's getting darker already here, because it's winter. Anyway, as I've said, thank you so very much for your sharing your light, for being the vibrant, giving soul that you are. Happy Valentine's to you and your wife. And I look forward to doing some music and collaboration with you. Any last words before we go?
I was going to say along the same lines, we all need to save money, make money, diversify our income streams, of course, and become more responsible and more connected with others, of course, and helping everyone. People help you. We all help each other, of course.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Thank you so very much. Well, my goodness, I told you it's going to be another exciting. That's what I love about our show. Basically, it's just very organic, it's very conversational. There's so much that we can talk about. So it's not easy to just stay on topic sometimes. But because we're so eager to share our wealth of knowledge with so many people out there that we were looking to help. And James is one of those very giving souls, and I could not be more thrilled to call him my friend. So, my dear friend, happy Valentine's Day. For all of you
Valentine's Day.
viewers out there, reach out to James Graff if you are looking for a mortgage professional who's going to be there with you every step of the way, looking out for you. A man with integrity and great work ethics. Okay, you are in Advisors Mortgage in Homedale, yes?
Actually, we're moving to Homedale. We're currently in Hazlet. I forgot to correct you. We're
Oh,
in
okay.
Hazlet. Currently in Hazlet, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a grand opening.
Oops,
Grand
that's
opening
one of
in
those things.
Homedale.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that too much? Did I spill the beans?
But you know what? Yes, that is going to happen. A couple months.
Soon enough.
But well, right
Well,
now,
plenty before then.
yeah. So if you need a mortgage professional right now, he's with Advisors Mortgage in Hazlet, but they're going to be expanding as well. And just watch out because we're going to have some amazing trainings, collaborations that would just blow your mind. All right. Okay. Until then, this is Pearly Almonte. Stay well, stay healthy, live in love and in gratitude. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Until next time, take care. Bye bye. Thank you,
Bye.
James.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be on here with you. Thank you so much.